All right, we're good. Now, I want to deal with some current news stories. I have to delve into the wacky world of dog nuttery. It's a very strange part of the world. But nobody else deals with it. Nobody else, as in the mainstream media. Of course, we here deal with it. But it needs to be dealt with by the mainstream. And I mean politicians, everyone. This needs to be an issue. And we need to start to clean up society. It's as simple as that. We need to make it truly healthier and safer. It's as simple as that. Stop producing these crazy stories. Stop producing these crazy reports. Okay? It's your culture that is the cause. That culture that you promote every day. You cannot logically promote something like this and not expect to be called out. Now, this is a crazy story. For whatever reason, a few crazy stories surfaced. Dog bites baby while mother left home. They say this woman left to get narcotics and alcohol. Okay, and they really try to bring your attention to that fact. That she left to get narcotics and alcohol. A 1-year-old was attacked, okay, by a dog inside a residence while his mother left him in the care of another person. All right. The child was left in his playpen. Okay, what? Yeah, she left her child in the playpen and went with a friend to purchase narcotics and alcohol. She left the 1-year-old in the care of another person, Tina Dean, who was only notified by voice. Okay, so it's one of those things. Hey, watch the child, watch the baby, okay, or maybe didn't even get a response. Notified by voice. She was not in the same room as the baby and did not have sight of the child, police say. Okay? Inside the residence were 2 dogs roaming freely. Now you tell me what the problem is here. While the child was left alone with no care or supervision, one of the dogs attacked the child, biting the child in the face, the police department said in a news release. Wait a minute. I have a question. I have an objection. They mentioned that the child was left with no care or supervision. Even if there were supervision, the child would have been attacked regardless. Doesn't matter. Let's not see, they're trying to blame the lack of supervision as if this woman would have been some superhero, maybe saw the signs and leapt into action and prevented an attack. That never happens. Okay? It never happens. You can talk about how likely it is. It never happens. No matter if you're watching the attack or not, the attack it always happens. It's never neutralized shortly before it happens. Okay? So there's no need to put so much attention on the fact that they went for narcotics and alcohol. They're trying to put a lot of emphasis on that, as if that was the cause. No, the cause was the presence of two dogs roaming freely. That was the cause. That's irrefutable. Okay? Okay, but they keep bringing your attention. No care or supervision. Okay. The 1-year-old boy suffered deep puncture wounds and cuts to his face and left eye. All right. Officers, Dean told officers child was attacked. Whoa. Now, yeah, I read this earlier. The lady who was left in charge, who was notified by voice, she told the officers that the child was attacked by a stray dog from outside. Okay? And then later, she admitted that it was not a stray dog. It was their family dog. And that the attack took place inside the home. And she got charged for giving false information. She got penalized for that. So she lied. She tried to cover up for the dog. Tried to protect the dog. Tried to lie to protect the dog. Don't you think this happens a lot? And they get away with it? I do. I'm pretty sure it does. Wow. A stray dog. That was a bold-faced lie. Coleman and Dean were arrested and charged with child neglect, resulting in great bodily harm following the attack. Dean was also charged with providing false information to a law enforcement officer. Okay, so this is a strong example of how there are lies in these reports quite often about the nature of the attack. Lies given to protect the dog. Look at the intent. They tried to lie to keep that dog, the same dog that attacked the child. They didn't want to get rid of it. You know, they didn't get the urge to get rid of the dog, which is what was supposed to happen. You know, for a normal person, they'd have been freaked out. You know, get rid of the dog immediately. Their first instinct was to lie in order to keep it. So, that's not a sociopath. That's not a psychopath. You're consciously, knowingly protecting, you're causing harm to others. You're creating a dangerous environment. That is irrefutable. Knowingly. What in the world? And these laws treat people like they're kids. Oh, you had no way of knowing that this could have happened. Nonsense. It's all nonsense. These laws are terrible with the way they protect people. Yeah, protect crime. Protect crime. That's crazy. So, there was a couple articles. They have their mug shots, got their faces plastered everywhere. The world. Okay, sorry, somebody's trying to call me. Cannot take that phone call right now. They got their photos here plastered all over the place. This is a horrible story. The attack itself was bad enough. The attack is bad enough. Did you try to lie and say it was a stray dog? You tried your best to keep that same dog in the house with that same child and other kids. Wow. What do you have some type of crazy death wish, these people? Oh my goodness. I don't get it. I just don't get that. Man. It seems hard enough to not care about yourself that much. But after having kids, you still don't feel any sense of danger? These people have 2 and 3, 5 and 6 pit bulls inside a home with kids inside there. Wow. That has to be mental illness, man. What in the world? A lot of crazy stories. I'm going to try to skip over. I'm going to do my best to skip over some of the images here. This surfaced, I think, a few hours ago. Yeah, a few hours ago. Boy, 7-year-old needed 12 stitches in the face after a dog attack inside of a pet shop. Inside of a pet shop where they decided to sell the dog to the public. So if a dog is in there to be sold, they are saying it's safe. Right? It's had to have been vetted, tested. They've conducted their temperament test and they've gone over the data, did the observational analysis. It's good to go. It's not supposed to attack. Unprovoked attack, really? This should be the last place you see an unprovoked attack. What is this? Again, this surfaced a few hours ago. Now bear with me as I skip over some of these photos. They get kind of graphic. And this is another horrible story. The details are troubling once again. The wacky dark side of the internet. Welcome. 7-year-old left with facial injuries after being bitten by a dog in a pet shop. Okay, deep laceration on his forehead, bite wound in his cheek. Taken to the hospital, got 12 stitches. May have to undergo plastic surgery. Yeah. Okay. Look at this. I was talking to the shop owner, who I know, and my children were in the shop just a few feet from me. The owner's dog in the shop. The owner's dog was in the shop. But it's pretty normal for dogs to be in there. So I had no concerns. And I asked the shop owner for help to choose an item in the freezer. And we looked away for a few seconds. But literally, seconds later, we heard screaming. My daughter was screaming for help. And Mitchell was screaming. When I looked around, Mitchell's face was covered in blood, and he had been bitten on the face and head. Okay. Now these are deep lacerations. I'm going to skip past them for the sake of this video. I have to do that so that they don't disable the comment section. Man, the shop owner moved very quickly to remove the dog from the shop premises into the back area. I felt like I froze in panic. The next thing, she had a cold compress on his injuries. Okay, and she's going over a bunch. Look at this. This is about to get crazy. It's about to get crazy. She said he's been so brave for a 7-year-old boy. More brave than me, perhaps. Okay. When his aunt arrived to help, he was shaking and in shock, but he managed to calm down when he knew he was being helped. Oh man, this is about to get crazy. I was totally shocked and panicked. This has affected our family very deeply. And it all happened in a split second. It all just happened so quickly. 1 minute, she said he was patting the dog and the dog's tail was wagging. He was patting the dog and the dog's tail was wagging. And the next second, she said, the dog had Mitchell's head in its jaws. The very next second. That's all it takes. So why didn't adult supervision prevent this? Sounds like there was adult presence. It never prevents it. Okay? Let's note that. Okay, here's where it gets crazy. Mitchell said he still loves dogs despite the incident. And they share an image of him looking at his mother. Okay, there's footage of the incident, which will show exactly what happened. We're just very thankful that Mitchell is recovering physically. And we want to do everything we can to ensure that this incident does not have a lasting effect on him, on his love for animals, and in particular, dogs. He loves dogs. That's the mother talking. Okay, that was the mother talking. That was a direct quote from the mother. She said they want to do everything they can to make sure this doesn't have a lasting effect on him, on his love for dogs. And she said he loves dogs. Notice how she's telling him what he loves. And of course, he's going to love whatever you want him to love. That's the creation of the next generation of nutters. Oh, yeah. Sort of, I wonder if they pressured him in any way, coerced him to say anything like that. You know, I wonder. Yeah, that don't sound right to me. They say they contacted the dog warden and the police are also involved. Now she's just babbling, talking about how this is going to affect them emotionally. It does not matter. Nothing that she says matters. The only thing that matters is that she's still a dog lover, and she's still about to impose dogs and force her son to tolerate dogs. That's all that matters. Everything else you have to say is babble, worthless babble. So that is a very horrible, crazy, horrible story. It's like, why? What is going on here? You know? Oh my goodness. What a crazy part of the internet. There was another child attacked. Sunday, April 16th. Okay. And I think the dog is still on the loose. Okay. This is weird. Because this just surfaced. This article was published yesterday. And they're just now telling us the dog is still on the loose. Black dog with patches on its chest. Man, who cares what it looked like? If you see a dog, yeah, call the police. Don't try to catch it. Lord. What in the world? Newport police, 3-year-old injured after dog attack. Oh boy. Newport police said the child was playing in the neighbor's yard when the dog began biting her arm. Now, isn't that very simple right there? It clearly explains the scenario. That's an unprovoked attack. Okay? Yeah. Don't try to sell me that there was something the child did that we just don't know about. What kind of guesswork is that? This is what we have. This is what we go by. And this is an unprovoked attack. End of story. You know, why do they try to make it like rocket science? It really is not. Okay, playing in the neighbor's yard. Plain as day. When the pit bull attacked by grabbing her right arm and began biting her and throwing her around. I'm talking to the behaviorists. This is very clear, plain English. How are you messing this up? How are you getting this wrong? Where you are concluding that there's always provocation. No attacks are out of the blue. Something is always done to it. Wow. Wow. And the owners had to come out. They had to come out and open the dog's jaws. Okay, so they got lucky. That child got lucky that they were able to open the jaws. A woman was killed. This surfaced a few hours ago. A woman was killed in Tulsa. Okay, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Look at that. That's the extent of the article. Attacked by 4 dogs. Attacked by 4 dogs. Do you think that was provoked? Is that what we're supposed to believe? No attacks out of the blue. Wow. Isn't that crazy? We're supposed to assume innocence. That the dogs were innocent. They just did something that was so natural. And you can't blame them. Wow. You make that type of a stretch in a murder case? Really? Okay. Show me how heartless you really are. Yeah? Unbelievable. 4 dogs. Okay. That is horrible. Horrible. Now, as many of you know, as many of you are aware, Tucker Carlson allegedly was fired from Fox. I say allegedly because, hey, look, I'm not there. I don't know what happened. I'm not involved. Yeah. Who am I to say? All I know is what they're telling me. So according to reports, it was fired. And a lot of people are happy. I don't know why. Because it doesn't matter where he goes. He's failed his audience, whoever his audience may be. Because the truth is, dogs impair or thwart everybody's population. And among all groups, there are going to be people who opt for dogs rather than kids. They're going to be there. So if you have like lopsided statistics and you fail to point it out, you failed your audience. If you make replacement an issue, okay, I don't appreciate leaving out or treating dogs like they just don't exist and can do no harm. No group, no segment, whether you're religious, whether you're non-religious, okay, environmentalist, a farmer, a city dweller, whatever you are, you should be against dogs. Whatever you believe in, it really doesn't matter. And if you don't include the rejection of this culture, of these mutants, that's a problem. Simple as that. That's a problem. Okay? And you're failing whoever you claim to serve. Man. So I want to thank everyone who has followed this channel over the years, and everyone who has shared these videos, shared the message, who have who've been able to receive this message, because it's not for everybody. It really isn't. Dog lovers, most of them will always be dog lovers. Their heart and soul is in this culture. Nothing can, if they're willing to really lie on a child who was just attacked in order to keep a dog that attacked them, what kind of lecture can you give people like that? They're going out of their way to show you that they don't care. So this is it's hard to fade out, because they constantly produce the next generation to be nutters. Just like that kid. I took that as them forcing him. Like, I don't even believe that those were his words, that he still loves dogs. I don't even believe those were his words. But I believe he's being coached. All kids who've been attacked, and they're traumatized, if they're still dog lovers, there is adult influence. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. Nobody's that crazy. Something proves to be dangerous, that shocks and traumatizes you. Naturally, you're going to be weary. You're not going to want to go around it. And as soon as you show that you don't want to go around it, they're going to say something's wrong with you. You need help. Uh-oh, you're mentally disturbed now. You don't want to go around dogs. See, that's xenophobia. That's dangerous. That's dangerous, because it'll prevent people who otherwise would have turned against dogs. The first thing they do is Google traumatized dog attack or something, and this xenophobia crap pops up. And they, oh no, we don't want this to happen. That's a mental disorder. Unbelievable. You people in the medical or whatever, whoever put that out, that's psychology. Y'all need to remove that. That needs to be removed. Okay, that's a little too much. That's overboard. That level of deception, where people could possibly wake up and then you stop them, you so-called professional, by telling them, oh, you don't want to have a mental disorder now. Also, you better go right back around dogs. I just shared that story where they said that, oh my goodness, they said they planned on taking the boy to a dog, around a dog, right after bringing him from the hospital. Like, he was attacked by a dog and he was in the hospital. And they said they want to take him from that hospital after he's been patched up around a dog immediately so that he's not traumatized. Oh, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. That is dangerous. That is very, very dangerous. So there needs to be some serious changes, on a lot of levels. This is big. Like, if you want to remove something from the medical industry, something associated with psychology, that's major from what I understand. Now, I don't know. I'm not an expert in that field. If you know, let me know. But it needs to happen. This is a little too dangerous. This is dangerous stuff, man. Information that we're dealing with. How long can they ignore stuff like this? Like, it does not seem right. You can't just treat everything like it's dark corner YouTube type stuff. Oh, it's all conspiracy. Nothing worthy to take seriously. Stop it. We not crazy. What? You've got to be kidding me, man. So people, do not listen to anyone who try to convince you that, this is some type of whack job, some type of cult. This ain't no cult. We ain't no cult. We ain't nothing like a cult. We just regular people who call it like it is, who's not pretending. That's the crazy thing. Always trying to put a label on people. Always trying to put a label on all the anti-dog. No. We just people who are not pretending, not playing make-believe, pretending that dogs are harmless. There was a whole lot of pretending that goes into this dog culture. And yeah, we just don't do that. We acknowledge germs and parasites, filth. If it's there, we acknowledge it. There ain't nothing crazy about that. Nothing cultish about that. They act like we talking about something that's not really there. No, we're not the ones making up stuff. Okay, so don't try to put labels on me. I'm not putting a spell on people. There are some goofballs out here who talk like that. Like IHD is putting a spell on people. Like I'm working voodoo on people. You cannot make this up, man. They're so used to pretending and living in la la land that they don't even understand what it's like to just deal with reality, to just deal with facts, deal with life, deal with the world as it is. I don't understand why you don't want to. Why do you want to pretend? What do you get out of it other than a possible rearranged face? Yeah, man, I don't want to know. How about that? Don't even want to know. So sad. So sad. It doesn't have to be like this. They don't have to be crazy. These could be very sane, clean, fun people. But they have to include dogs. And that just cancels it. Cancels your whole presence. Lord, why do you have to do that? Oh, let's hope for a better tomorrow. Shout out to everybody able to join me on this uncomfortable live stream. Man, dog nutters, can y'all please stop? Can y'all please stop producing these crazy stories? My goodness, why aren't you ashamed to be producing disturbing? These stories are flat out disturbing, man. And y'all just don't care. What in the world is going on here? Oh. So we are what? About a third of the way through the year. Next month, I do believe the membership area, it should be functional, but it might not. We will see. Should be operational. We will see about that. And whether it is or not, the show will go on as always. And I want to thank you all for joining me. And I hope to have you back on the next as we continue with this crusade.